This is John with Algo Futures Trader. It is Sunday evening, August 8th, and tonight I thought we'd do something a little bit different, and that is try to capture the opening of the futures market at 6 o'clock Eastern here. So the markets will be getting ready to open shortly, and we'll see if we can capture a breakout either to the upside or the downside in some of these E-minis here, or E-micros. While we wait for that to set up and for those markets to open, I want to remind everybody that you can download the Algo Futures Trader 7 and 8 for free. I will leave the links below on how to get started. Once you download the software and you get your data connected, you can also join the Algo Futures Discord server, and everything here is also free. You've got to the left here the welcome and rules on that tab, and then getting started, information about the trading software, support and guidance, frequently asked questions, calendar of events, technicals, trading. Let's scroll down here to our Algo Futures, the different breakout session template, the trend scalper template, which is a separate template that you also have access to, and this is all for free. Algo Futures Trader 8, that's in beta. My channel is right here, so you can come there and we talk about how to filter some of the opening morning breakout trades using the gaps, the morning gaps. That's a whole nother filter, but you can get all that information from the Discord server here. And then you'll also have access, after doing a short survey, to the alpha bias, which is a trend filter, and the new gap bias. So the gap bias, you can see how to use this in the Discord server, but for instance, on an inside gap down here, the IGD inside gap down, the tendency is, it's a high probability anyway, that the gap will fill. In other words, the market will trade higher until the gap fills, and so that's a filter we can use in the morning, anticipating that prices will rise in order to fill that gap. And so maybe we're only going to take the long trades on the opening morning breakout and avoid the short trades, at least until the gap fills. So there's a ton of information here that you guys can use, even if you're just starting out or if you're a more experienced trader. This is going to be very beneficial to anybody who's interested in trading, especially these opening morning breakouts. All right, so let's just sit tight and we'll wait for the Sunday evening open for the futures market, and we'll see if we get any breakouts. All right, so we're getting ready for the futures market to open here on Sunday evening, and see if we get an opening breakout. Top left, you've got micro ES. On the right top, Russell 2000. Bottom left, your micro Dow. And bottom right, you've got your micro NQ. So you see the Sunday evening, the markets have opened here, and we'll see if a breakout occurs of the range here. So we'll give it time to set up and see if we get any trade setups. And you can see here, top right, Russell has already established its no trade zone. Right, this light blue shaded area here. So we're going to need to see that breakout one way or the other out of that zone. And then the only filter on this is the traffic light filter, so that would all have to be either red or green to go long or short. And let's just see, there's our alpha bias. So this is all populated now that the market is open. And you can see right now things are mixed. If we see everything turn solid green in here, that's telling us favor the long side, avoid the short side, and vice versa. Right now it's mixed, so we got a kind of a mixed bag at the open here. We'll see if things solidify. All right, so we'll give it some more time and see if we can get any opening trades here. When we looked at Friday, now Friday we had outside gaps to the upside in the E-minis and the micros. and they were not able to fill those gaps. Typically, after that initial high is established in the morning and we get a pullback into 10 o'clock on an opening gap up like that, usually you get a new high later in the day. Market makes a new high. They failed to do that. And that may be a negative for tomorrow, maybe this evening heading into tomorrow. We'll have to see, but that could mean that we could have a nice big red day on Monday here. We'll see. But still waiting to see, again, M2K established its opening no trade zone here. It's got to break out of that range. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ still, we're still waiting. All right, so you can see we've got breakout now here in the M2K, and also the MNQ here has broken down, though this is set up right out of the box for automatic trading and for a 3-lot. So it's going to take 2 off, right, at the first target, if you can get that, and then it's going to trail with the trailing stop, and there is a second target. Okay. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm favoring the short side after the action that we saw on Friday. Dow and the S&P still just in the middle of their no trade zone here. Nothing to do there, so we'll wait. Okay, now you see the MNQ has made some progress to the downside. You see the first target there, not too far away. The M2K, same thing. It's made some progress to the downside here. There's the first target. You see the S&P has come down now. It's broken out of its no trade zone, but the traffic light filter is not in agreement here. Let's make this, see if I can make this a little bigger. All right, so this has to be all red for this to give a signal, and it hasn't broken the USAR here yet. Basically, that's a that means the trend here is still, the short-term trend is still up until that breaks down. Let's just see if the NQ is going to come down here. See that little red line here? That's some support right there. That's some fib support. Your M2K, nothing there. So we got nothing between it and the target here. Oops. And again, nothing on the Dow. So we'll see if we can get those first targets here. Again, this is the Sunday evening opening breakout. And we'll see if we can get some confirmation from the Dow and the S&P to the short side. Again, favoring the short side because of Friday's action, where they were not able to make a new high after the opening, after the market pulled back into 10 o'clock, typically on an outside gap up like that. They should be able to pull back into 10 o'clock, make a low, and then march towards a new high, and they failed. And that's why I was anticipating, maybe a red day on Monday. So Sunday evening, starting out with some movement to the downside on the Sunday evening opening breakout. But again, basically the S&P and the Dow still in its no trade zone here.
Order filled.
M2K filled both contracts now on the first target, trailing with 1. NQ coming down. See if you can get that first target there. Again, the S&P needs to break that USAR to the downside. It hasn't yet. Dow's still trying to get out of its opening range, and that also is still, the trend there is still up. Right now the S&P has gone short.
Order filled.
Okay, the NQ or MNQ there hit its first target, so it's trailing now at just 1 contract. Filled 2 on the target. Dow's starting to come down again. The Dow's got to break, this level right here. So it's got a ways to go. S&P, we got to see it hit that first target, and then we'll be basically in a risk-free trade. Starting to get some progress now in the MNQ and the Russell. Again, this was all really set up by Friday, just the way things closed on Friday, or the way the action was on Friday. So we'll see if the Dow, if the Dow can get going. That'll help the S&P get some follow through there. But we're in good shape in the M2K. See how the stops, this is all programmed, so the stops move, the trailing stops automatically. Tom, who programmed all this, the hedge fund trader, did a great job with these trailing stops. All right, so I'll pause it here and then just come back and see if we've gotten any follow through on the S&P. And again, just trailing on the M2K and the MNQ here. All right, so the S&P has hit the first target, so it's now just trailing 1 contract here. You see how the progress that's been made on the M2K here. And that's basically now has locked in the target. Plus on the last, its stop is at break even. The NQ here, again, hit the first target. Here's your stop. Still hasn't moved the stop down yet to break even on the last contract. The S&P, like we just talked about, YM, I'm just going to shut the YM off. We don't need it. It may eventually come down and break and get a signal, but really we don't need it at this point. All right, so that's the Sunday evening futures open breakout. Just another trade setup that you can use the Algo futures trader breakout template, not only for the Monday through Friday opening breakout session, the 9:30 a.m. Market open session, but also the Sunday evening futures open. All right, hope that's helpful.